Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome. My name is Amanda. I'm really excited that you have decided to join me. For today's video, I want to cover two things. One, if you have been paying attention to my YouTube, I am in the process of changing my name. So I just wanted to provide some context into that and what you can expect from me in this channel. And two, I have a couple of Hoyas, 5, I think to be exact, that are in need of a trellis. So I just wanted to trellis a couple of them with you, go over how to properly trellis a Hoya and why, because I do feel like there are some misconceptions with how to trellis a Hoya. And I don't know, I just want this to be beneficial. I really love Hoyas. They have become the favorite genus in my plant collection. And so I want to share any knowledge and tips that I have. When it comes to trellising your plants, you are going to want some type of pot to put them in. I do feel like if you trellis a plant inside of a nursery pot with the extra height, especially if the specimen is small, it's going to tip over. So that's totally doable. You can use a nursery pot. I would just find like a cache pot or something that you can put it in, because once you add that height, it's just going to topple over without any bottom support. I have a variety of trellises. These are my favorite if you've been on my channel before. These ones are from a shop I get on Etsy called Houseplant Essentials, but something tragic is happening. I'm not sure. They're no longer listing these on their site, so I'm on the hunt for some new ones. I have ordered a few that I thought were going to be comparable, but I just don't like them very much. My second favorite one are these just U-shaped clear trellises. These I buy from another Etsy shop called Rare Plant Co., I believe. She has really beautiful plants, but I do love these trellises. And I think she offers them in a 10-inch, a 12-inch, and a 14-inch height if you need something larger. Trellises also come in super fun designs if you want to get a little fancy. There's also metal, like brass or things like that. There's a lot of really cool DIY ones. So really when it comes to a trellis, the possibilities are endless. You can also use bonsai wire for Hoyas and really manipulate the Hoya vine as you see fit to make a really cool, intricate design. So it's really up to you. I prefer clear trellises, but whatever you like, I fully support you in your trellising decisions. While I am setting up my self-watering container, I just want to briefly go over why a trellis is important for a Hoya. So technically, Hoyas are just long vines. So when they are out in nature, being in their beautiful native environments, they are climbing up trees or waterfalls or really anything that their little aerial roots can stick to give them some height. So that's the first benefit, is you are replicating their natural environment. The second is you are reducing stress on the Hoya itself. So since you are replicating their natural environment, you are providing them with what they would be getting out in nature, which is going to reduce their stress level, and that will help your plant grow more rapidly and just be an overall healthier plant. The last thing that I think is really important is that when you trellis a Hoya, you are actually encouraging more bloom growth. So if you have a Hoya in your collection that you have just been waiting for blooms and nothing is happening, try putting it up on a trellis and seeing if maybe encouraging that natural pattern of growth helps bring out those beautiful blooms. Put some pot in here. The majority of my Hoyas are in semi-hydro, so how I like to set up a trellis is I put my I put my wicking string in the bottom of this. I like to make sure that inside of the plant, when it's pushed down, that it's going to touch the bottom, just because sometimes I'm lazy with watering, so I want to make sure every little drop in this reservoir is used up before I need to water my plants again. Once I have that where I want it, I add in a little bit of pon, and then I'm going to put my trellis in. This just helps give more support and helps me get the trellis exactly where I want it. I don't know if everybody out there is as bougie or aesthetically driven, maybe that's a more professional way to say it, as I am, but I do really enjoy like how my plants look on a trellis, and so I like having them posed a certain way. So once I have the trellis how I want it, I'm going to add a little bit more pon just to help the trellis stay in place. Now I'm ready to add my plant. So if you watched my last Hoya haul video, or I guess plant haul video, but the majority of them were Hoyas. These are all of my cute little babies that I got from Hoya Treasures, and they've all started to put out new growth. So especially like this one. This is my Hoya Megalaster, and it put out these 2 new leaves on here. I love that this one is like so large, and then this one is like a little baby. I don't know why that I like that they don't match, but I think that's just so cute. So let's start with that one first. I 100% trust Hoya Treasures. I think she has the greatest specimens. I fangirled out about her I don't know how many times. So if you haven't checked out her shop, I'll again link it down below. Please do so. They are magical little Hoyas, and I think you should buy all of them. But I have recently been trading a lot of plants. As again, if you watched my last video, you would have seen that. And somebody gave me some pests. So as a precautionary, I'm just going to dump out this pond that's in here, and I'm going to rinse it, sanitize it, do all the things to make sure that if any of those little critters have unfortunately been in here, I'm not continuing to put that in my plant's new home. So I'm going to dump this out in the container over here really fast. Oh my gosh, look at that root system. Ah, so cool. Okay, so now I'm going to take the top of this wick, and I'm actually going to twist it and flatten it out across the bottom of that pond. The reason for that is I want all of the pond to be able to absorb that wicking from this cotton, but I don't want it to sit and be super wet. So because I'm going to be putting the roots right in this section, I want to make sure that there's a layer in between that cotton and the roots of my Hoya, so that when I go to upsize this, I'm not having to pull roots out of the cotton. I don't know if any of you have ever experienced that before, but when I first started using these, it was so weird to me that the roots were literally growing through like the side of the string. So I've just learned that there is an advantage to layering a little bit of a buffer. So now that I have that flattened down, I'm just gonna cover it up with some pond. Whoa. And then I'm gonna put this in here. Now, the next thing that I do is very important for the Hoya. So with this specimen, I could put it on the left side, or I could put it on the right side. But with Hoyas, it is very important that you want to wrap them around the trellis counterclockwise. And the reason for that is because that's how Hoyas will grow in nature. So you will, one, speed up the growth of your plant by making sure that you are giving them, again, that natural environment. It looks more aesthetic to have your plant growing in that way, and it again reduces stress because the plant isn't going to have to try to figure it out or try to do, like it's not going to be in a weird wonky stage of where vines are growing in and out of each other, because it's going to be set up for success from the beginning. And if you forget like clockwise and counterclockwise, the way that I remember is if I am looking at the plant and I'm getting ready to put it on the trellis, if I go to wrap it around the back of the trellis facing me, that is going to be clockwise rotation. If I bring the Hoya forward and I wrap it around the back of the trellis, that is going to be counterclockwise. So just an easy way to remember when you're potting up your plants, like out towards me or away from me, always towards you, in front and around the back. That's how I remember. And there is that one. Super cute. I'm going to keep these just for a second because I like to make labels with like my little printer and put it on the back of here. If you do not have a label maker, oh my gosh, this thing is the best thing of all time. I put it on everything. Like everything in my house has a label, and it's been so phenomenal. But it's so great, especially if you love to organize. But there is one. Since now I'm just going to be repeating that process, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about my name change and what the intent of this channel is, hoping that you're all still interested in hanging out with me after you hear it. So if you have watched any of my other videos, my channel name was Aeroids with Amanda. And I still really love my aeroids, I have some of them that are favorite staples in my collection, but over the last 6-ish months, I have downsized a lot of my aeroids, and so now my collection is primarily Hoyas. And I don't know, I just didn't want to offer like in a name that it was going to be so aeroid focused when really that was no longer the case. So I wanted to keep branding with something that was authentic to people that were looking for plant content, because I wouldn't want somebody who doesn't like Hoyas and then they come on my channel and then that's the majority of plants that they see. So that was one of the first reasons. The second reason is I would really like to be able to upload more videos and have more content, but sometimes I find myself having a hard time figuring out what to make a video of, because some of my plants are really self-sustaining. I don't know, some of them I just feel like don't really give me a headache, so I don't have a lot of exciting content to offer. So in creating another avenue to be able to connect with you guys and talk about, you know, another thing that I enjoy, I have decided to bring books into my channel, which is why I've changed the name to Plants and Pages. Especially now, since we're leaning more into, you know, it's fall and we're getting into like the cozier months. Reading is something that I really, really enjoy, just because I'm not spending as much time doing plant care. I'm able to hang out and lounge and just sit on my butt and read. And so I would really love to have like people who would like to talk about books. My goal is to upload 2 videos a week. Have one video be about plant care, so whatever's going on in my collection, don't worry, I'm sure, well, I know there will still be many plant hauls, including stuff from Hoya Treasures, so you don't have to worry about that going away. But I don't know, I felt like now was a natural transition to bring that stuff into my channel. I also think it would be really fun to do like a book club. I'm not exactly sure how I would do that, but this is just me thinking out loud. I think that it would be super fun to do like a virtual book club. So say for example, if we read one of like a Sarah J. Maas book, and with winter coming up, just off the top of my head, we were to read A Court of Frost and Starlight, which is a little novella. You do have to be a little bit familiar with that series. But anywho, just for this example, if we were to read that book, and then we had like a themed book club where we had like our own winter solstice and we ate the same food that they ate at the party, and we had like a virtual background that looked like, you know, Valaris. I don't know. That's me nerding out right now about books. But I think that that would be so fun. I don't know. Maybe no one else is into that because we're adults and we're like not supposed to put ourselves in fantasy realities. But I would love to do that. So stuff like that is just where my head's been at. I would also like the opportunity to just share more of like an overall self with you guys. I do really enjoy like cozier type living. I'm all about stretchy pants. I wore jeans all day on Saturday for my daughter's birthday party, and I legitimately thought I was gonna crawl out of my own skin. I haven't worn jeans from the time I woke up to the time I went to bed, and I cannot even tell you how long. So I don't know, just cozier things, cozier vibes, books, fun decor stuff, holiday reads, that kind of stuff. I don't know. I just think that it could be really cool, and I'm excited. I hope that you all are excited about that too. I also enjoy a variety of different ways to experience a book. So I have an e-reader that I like. I have a Kindle Colorsoft. And then I have a lot of like hardcover books. I have paperback too, but I prefer hardback without the sleeve, in case you're curious. And so it would just be fun to talk about like books I prefer on Kindle, deals you can get on your Kindle. And then I have a couple of apps that I use for audiobooks. And there are some books that I have read and listened to, and I would highly recommend listening to them over reading them. There is also like different production companies that they make audiobooks a whole thing. So even if you're not into reading, or I don't know, it's just not something that you've really ever been interested in, I do feel like I may be able to invite you in to the world of books with some audio options. There is this one production company called Graphic Audio, and I think their theme is like like when it's starting the introductions of the book, it's like a movie in your mind. If you're ever just doom scrolling on like Netflix or Hulu or wherever, trying to find something to watch and nothing is appealing to you, that would be a great time, in my opinion, to just check out audiobooks and see if it's something that maybe you will enjoy. So I'm hoping that from my love of books, I can help, connect with you guys and talk about books, but also maybe if you don't like reading, I can help you find something that you would like to read or listen to. I don't know. I think that would be really fun. So that is my talking out loud vision. Oh my gosh, these wispy leaves are like my new favorite. I really love small leaf Hoyas, but these long, delicate, wispy leaves have really gotten a hold on me as of recently. So I just found a bug on this Hoya. It is thrips that I was given. I have never had thrips before. And I will say that I was expecting it to be a lot more overwhelming. So far, I have found consistency is key. So I'm working on a video right now that shows like my nightly routine, how I've been taking care of such a large houseplant collection, the supplies that I'm using, and just, what I'm doing that's working. I was going to do like an all-in-one video, but when I went to edit it, it just, I don't know, it was way too long. So I'm going to break it up into 2 separate ones. So if you decide that you want to see that, subscribe to my channel so that you will see a pop-up in your newsfeed. It should be the next video on my channel though for you guys. I have 2 more Hoyas that I'm going to pot up, but just since I have chatted your ear off enough, I'm going to go ahead and do these ones off of camera. The other one that I'm going to put on a trellis is my Hoya Snow Q. I don't know how to say that. C-U-I. How do you pronounce that? I don't know. And then the other one is my Densi Frida. This one is really pretty. I love the inner variegation on this one, and like the ruffle on this leaf is so beautiful. But yeah, I'll pot these ones up, give them some water, put them back in my cabinet, and then I will sweep up all the pollen that I've gotten all over the floor. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I'm really excited to hear what do you think about my channel change and some of the new content I will be bringing. So if you have any comments, please leave them down below. I really love engaging with you guys, and it's been really fun to see this channel grow. But yeah, I will see you all in the next video. Bye.
Damn.